arm workout, I'm going to go over each exercise first, and I'll give an example of the exercise. So we're going to first start with tricep cable press downs or tricep press downs. First, you need to make sure that it's at its highest point on the cable rack. So it's almost head level, which is not high enough for me. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to bend over and hinge my hips back in order to get a full range of motion. Some people will do this exercise just from a 90-degree angle, press down, and pull the rope out to the sides. And they'll start here and they'll end here. What I like to do is I like to get the thumbs to touch the forehead. So although my elbows will flex just a little bit, our long head of our tricep actually crosses at the shoulder. So when we go overhead just a little bit, our tricep is actually involved. So we don't have to worry about thinking we're not still hitting the tricep if we do that. So that's the first concern is, well, it doesn't make any sense. If you see Hani Rambod or other pro bodybuilders, they will go to the forehead as well. So I like to do this. I like to make sure that my thumbs will touch my eyebrows, and then I'll press all the way down at the bottom, all the way up. I try to get a real sharp angle at the elbow instead of a big angle. Okay, and then I press down. So that's very light, so it's really important that I show you what it's like heavy as well, because you have to have a lot of control on the way up. So I have to also secure with my lats and stabilize before I begin to press down. And when I press down, I have to really squeeze my core, my abs, when I'm doing this exercise. So it's really a core exercise, a lat stabilizer, and a tricep push down all at the same time. When I am flexed over like this, I have to engage the core. Otherwise, I'm going to bring the weight up because the weight will become so heavy at a point that you have to secure it. Otherwise, it's just going to pull you forward. So first you have to pull it, get in position, press down, spin those rope out. So you should be going out to the side, slow on the return, press down. So that's going to be the tricep rope push down. Okay, so let's go ahead and go over that one more time. A little less weight, probably a little too heavy. So the tricep rope push down, we're going to take the rope, pinkies at the bottom, thumbs at the top. We're going to pull the weight into our body, hinge at the hips, forehead and thumbs will be touching here. Press all the way down and open up the rope at the bottom. So press down and at the bottom, pull the rope open just a little bit. Some people will make the mistake of going out wide to start, and at the bottom you want to go narrow, then wide. Control it at the top. Alright, lats are engaged, core is engaged when I'm pushing that rope all the way down. Okay, that's all tricep. Alright, so that would be a warm-up exercise. I could do that anytime during my arm workout. Okay, I would give this, for me, I'd say not my favorite or best tricep workout, although if you really control it and turn out at the end there, it does something interesting that a straight bar can't do, right? You can't do that with a straight bar, and you can't do that with anything else but the rope. So tricep rope push down, tricep press, whatever you want to call it, really good back of the arm exercise. All right, So next, we're gonna do just a straight standing barbell curl. So pretty standard. So I like a barbell curl, I like a dumbbell curl, a machine curl or a preacher curl, and you know, choose whatever you want for the fourth, but typically 3 to 5 total bicep and 3 to 5 total tricep exercises on arm day. Or you're getting 5 total sets at least per week, okay? So here we go. Bar is straight. Any bar, this is a straight bar. I also have an easy bar curl. I'll demonstrate as well. So this is the straight bar bicep curl. I'm gonna curl basically to the neck and then slowly bring it down. Now there's a couple ways you can do this. Some people, most people will go out in front like this and then slowly return, right? Now what I like to do is I like to pull that bar up the chest to the neck, slowly down the body, and return. This is a little bit different than here. Okay, so we call it skin the cat curl. Basically just keeping it as close to your skin as possible, all the way up to the neck, and slowly returning. Now this is obviously a little bit too light, so I need to quit warming up because sometimes it's just kind of not even worth going through something that's, I don't know, 30% of my 1 rep max. I'm ready to get into my 70% 1 rep max or higher. So I'm going to go with an easy bar curl. I'll give you a demonstration of easy bar curl. Then I'll go back to bicep curl with a straight bar. So here is the easy bar curl. Easy bar curl. The easy bar curl, as you can tell, has that wave in the bar. There's a mesh and a very smooth part of the bar. The smooth part here, this is going to be more for like skull crushers, and the mesh part here is going to be more for bicep curls. So you're going to deadlift it up to a standing position. Feet are going to be right underneath the hips. We don't need a wide stance here. So feet are underneath the hips. You're standing straight up like you're being measured. Okay, we don't want to have this posture when we're doing our curls. Okay, we want to engage our traps, okay, our erectors, our spine, our neck, okay, and then we're going to take that bar here. We have 25 on each side, so 50 plus the bar. Bar might be 22 pounds, so this is around 70 pounds. So again, I'm going to skin the cat and I'm going to do a regular curl with the preacher curl bar. Feet are underneath the shoulders, standing up like you're being measured. I'm going to keep it as close as I can to my body and slowly return. Popping, cracking, it's fine as long as it doesn't hurt. So that's the skin cat, and then give you a side view. And then some regular curls. I'll go more to chin here. So chin for the regular curl, neck for the skin the cat curl. So I had probably 4 reps in reserve there. So I did go to max, and I think I got about 8 reps. So if I can do that 12 times, that's about 70% of my 1 rep max, which means that my 1 rep max is probably around 120 pounds, but we don't play with 100% 1 rep maxes. We usually just try to stay within like 90 to 78%. It's probably, I don't like to go lower than that unless it's a warm up or like a drop set. So my working sets Those are the sets where I want the most intensity, and I'm looking for about 5 to 8 high quality, high intensity reps, like I just got there. So I could probably add a little bit more load, or I could keep it at that weight for around 8 to 12 reps, which is totally fine for now, for this progression of the phase of my training I'm at. So we showed you a tricep push down, the straight bar curl, easy bar curl, and obviously you load the straight bar the same way as the easy bar. Now back to another tricep exercise. Since we've used cable and barbell, let's go to dumbbell. So we'll do the overhead, standing and seated tricep press. So let's go ahead and show you that. So if you're doing arms, you can go tricep, bicep, tricep, bicep, tricep, tricep, bicep, bicep, whatever you want to do. You can, as long as you're getting, like I said, 3 to 5 total bicep, 3 to 5 total tricep. Doesn't matter if you do biceps before triceps, triceps before biceps, superset bicep, tricep. Basically, whatever works best for you, as long as you're hitting that 78% to 87% 1 rep max. So you're really playing with those high intensities, because it's the only way you're going to really activate those type 2X, those type 2B muscle fibers, which are those huge fast twitch muscles. So those are only ignited when you're at those higher percent 1 rep maxes. So if you're playing around with too light a weight, you're not going to get any progress. Especially if you're a natural lifter, just don't expect those muscles to grow. Some people you see at the gym, they look exactly the same as you saw them 5 years ago. It's because they're not doing progression, they're not doing overload, and they're not eating right. So those are the 3 laws of bodybuilding. Overhead tricep seated. Seated is a little bit easier because you don't have to use your core as much, or your legs to stand, obviously, but you still have to engage and you have to have really good mobility of the shoulders and stability of the spine in order to even get 70 pounds overhead, let alone whatever you're using, 30 pounds, 25 pounds. You shouldn't be moving. You shouldn't have to arch your back. If you go like this and you feel like you're about to lean back, you don't have mobility for this exercise. So you have to have the shoulder, tricep mobility in order to do this. So I'm just going to grab the weight, set it on top of the thigh. I'm going to kind of spin the weight up on top of my shoulder, position the weight behind my head, and then begin the exercise. So I'm going to use my thigh, kind of kick it up, position it on my shoulder. I should be able to hold this position for like 30 seconds. It shouldn't be uncomfortable. Get in the right position. So you should have a triangle grip, like a triangle grip, like that. Definitely don't want to ring on, because that will mess around, especially with the heavier weights. You don't want to lose a finger. So push it up, position it, triangle grip, get in that position, slowly move down, and right up. Notice I'm not struggling. It shouldn't feel hard. I should be able to do, this is 70 pounds, so I could probably do this 20 times, which means my 1 rep max is probably around 120. So that's a 70 pound overhead seated tricep extension. Now we'll show you the standing version. Obviously I need a rest How long should you be resting in between sets? I want you to guess. 60 seconds at least, I would say, to up to 5 minutes, depending on your time limits you have, your goals. So if you don't have a lot of time, you're not going to be doing a lot of resting, right? If you got a lot of time, you can probably rest a little bit longer. But gotta go.